Hello, everybody. I'm Princess Cheyenne Lancaster, and good luck to everybody today.
All right, we're going to get started with Class 1 of Market Lambs. Kaylee Bunker, Carson Davis, Lake Bosch, JC James, Gavin Bolin, Charlie Norton, Olivia Perez, and Brody Wilson.
Well, good afternoon, and I realized, I guess, after we were all a little anxious to get in this ring, the girls were supposed to introduce themselves. But I guess a nice class to start out with the lightweights this afternoon. I've easily came to this sheep with a girl in the yellow shirt. He is the most complete sheep in the class. He handles the best. He's the most correct in his design from the side. It's just kind of what I'm looking for all day. So great job. The next two, a little closer. These two sheep, I guess this one probably gives up with squareness right a little bit behind his shoulders, but he's bigger hipped and he's harder and firmer handling than the sheep that comes in third. I like the sheep that comes in third right behind his shoulders, but he's probably a little too bit PC for me. He's a little round in his shoulder, a little rounder out of his hip. He's a little softer to his touch when compared to the sheep that's I find in second. I talked to each one of these kids as I placed them. This next pair of market lambs right here, really, really stout, heavy muscled market lambs. We just probably need to have a little more style and balance, stand up further in the class. The young lady's sheep is a little harder and firmer to his touch than the young man's. And then the other sheep down the line, just probably a little too narrow, not quite right in their condition. Either one of them's a little soft, the other two a little lean in their handle, but very nice class. Give these kids a really big round of applause.
Class number 1 of lightweight animals. First place is Olivia Perez. Second is Gavin Bolin. Coming into the ring now is class 2.
I think I shocked the little girl that is winning this class. Her face, that was the most adorable facial expression. So maybe, great job. I really like, this weather brings it all together for me in this class from a touch and a handle standpoint and where he's at in his finish. She does a good job showing him. He's really correct in his design. When this class we have some sheep that I struggle with a little bit just from a balance and structure standpoint. So I think she did a good job getting him here. So we'll bring him back for this, the lightweight round. The next ewe lamb, I really appreciate the balance of this ewe lamb and the design and how wide she is in her loin, how wide she comes out of her hip. I think this is one you probably needed to feed a little more, get her a little more. She's probably not quite there because she doesn't really pop right behind her shoulders, especially when compared to the two wethers. But there's a lot of really good things about this ewe lamb I appreciate about. The next sheep is I guess it gets a little softer the longer he stands in here. He was a little scared when we first started handling him. He's hard as a rock, but kind of he softens in his loin edges, kind of doesn't put it together like these other two sheep right behind his shoulders, probably pushing a little more cover, especially at this lightweight when compared to the top three, but great class of sheep. I'll see you back next round. I talked to the young people as I pulled them into line. I like this ewe lamb with the dot on her butt. She just needs to be kind of brought up and out for me. She's a little too short and compact in her front, kind of runs the wrong direction. The next two ewe lambs, I appreciate the amount of muscle those two sheep have. I just wish they put it together in a little bit better package. Both of them are a little round in their shoulder, off in their hip, and then really get up underneath themselves when they move. I really appreciate the young lady's ewe lamb that's in the second to last hole, just how elegant she is. She's probably the narrowest handling sheep in this class, but and then the young man did a great job with his project. He just is a little soft today. So good job. Let's see y'all later.
First place in that class went to Aubrey Frazier, and second place was Faith Olson. We're going to go ahead and get started on our goat show today. I want to introduce our goat judge, Jacqueline Sanders. So if we could give her a warm welcome. Thank you for coming.
I guess the ewe lamb that comes at the top of this class is probably just the most complete. I guess that's probably a pattern. I do like sheep that are very complete in their design. They need to have the correct amount of muscle, not the most amount of muscle, but the correct amount, and they need to be hard handling and in their touch. So this young lady does a great job showing. Very nice ewe lamb to win. The next ewe lamb probably most follows her type and kind. The young lady does a really, really excellent job showing. I'd like to probably just wow her up a little bit. She's a little plainer made. She needs to be a little more turned to her rib cage. A level, or her dock is a little higher, which is makes her look a little weird from the side, but definitely a sheep to follow the type and kind that wins. The wether that comes in third just kind of falls there for me. I do think that this lamb might have got a little bit too much sun after you sheared him a little bit. He's a little ouchy when you handle him, and that makes him handle a little softer, but lots of muscle to this sheep, lots of product. I just wanted to, just from a presentation and a handle standpoint, that's where he ends up. The next two sheep down the line, a little bit uglier, both have a lot of product. The young lady's sheep just handles a little harder than the young man in the FFA jacket, and it just needed a little more oomph in the last three sheep in this class, but nice class.
All right, this is a really nice class to start off this show. I'm going to go ahead and start with the young lady's goat here in first. As soon as she drives that goat around the ring, it's super wide at the base. When it hits the ground, it is huge, muscled. When you look at that chest, just tons of muscle ripped. That goat's ripped. Really great over the top. Just, it fills your hand all the way down. Beautiful. Coming in second, the only reason why he placed second was because he looks a tad smoother over it. Excuse me, sorry, not enough coffee. Little less smoother over the top when you come into right here. Other than that, amazing goat. When you come into the third spot here, I think that as she tracks around, her feet tend to come in a little together, and I'm losing my train of thought. Anyhow, her feet tend to come in as she tracks around, but other than that, really great goat. When you come into fourth, I think that she just gets a little bit overpowered by the first three ahead of her. She needs a little bit more time on feed. But other than that, beautiful. The last two in the ring, they're really nice structure. They do great as they walk around the ring. I just say that they need more time on feed. But other than that, congratulations.
We have found a little girl. Marley is her name. She's looking for Grandma Josie. So if anybody is missing a little kiddo, how old is she? 4? 5 years old. Marley looking for Grandma Josie. She's up here. Okay, so she'll be here for about 2 minutes, and then we're headed to the nurse's station with her. So if you hear somebody looking for a kiddo, send them our way. Okay, the winners of the class for champion commercial junior doe, Emery Duff was our champion, and Quinn Duff was our reserve champion.
I guess when we get back out here for division, I'm going to use the young lady from the first class. That is, I guess, the most complete sheep of the drive. I really appreciate how he handles today, how fresh he is. She's done a great job presenting him. I know this ring kind of is funny, or you can't really get on the right side. I was trying to let the crowd see what I was thinking, but you're all struggling showing on the offside. I guess for reserve, I'm going to use the young lady's ewe lamb out of the third class. Just probably puts it all together better than the young lady out of the second class. I guess I was trying to shake your hand. Anyway, he's just a little too round made for me, but good job. Nice drive. I'll see you guys back in the championship this evening.
All right, starting at our second class here, the gentleman in first here. This doe is really nice. She's big at the base. She's big at her chest floor. She's super smooth. She might not be the biggest goat in the ring, but man, she is filled out with muscle. Coming in second, this doe is really nice. It's the biggest doe in the class, biggest bone structure, but the only problem is her head's probably not as feminine as I'd like it to be. So congratulations.
So our champion lightweight market lamb went to Olivia Perez, and our reserve champion lightweight market lamb went to Addison Cooley.
All right, I'm going to go out here and choose your champion and reserve champion or grand. That thing. I think that there's 2 does out here that speak for themselves. They are the complete package. So I'm going to go out and surprise them.
So our grand champion commercial doe goes to Emery Duff, and our reserve grand champion commercial doe goes to Tyler Hole. We're now moving on to our purebred breeding does, boar breeding does. We're starting with our junior does. Just a reminder, tonight at 6 o'clock, there will be the grand champion drive for the overall market animals. So this evening at 6 o'clock, come and support your fellow participants.
I guess the top of this class is a little more of a head scratcher for me. Just this sheep actually comes to me fairly easily. Just he combines the most good. I like to clean up in his chest floor. He kind of gets a little wonky on his back legs and maybe a little soft on his pasterns. But he's the most correct in his finish and his handle today. He's definitely you've done a good job getting him presented. The young man, there's a lot of really good things about this sheep, and I think if the showman switched here, that this ewe lamb could get him to drive harder and get him to kind of not sag so much in his back. There's times where he gives me a really good look, but he actually is the most shapely right behind his shoulder. He's got a lot more width and to his hip and a lot more muscle to him than the ewe lamb behind him. She is a little more elegant in her front. She's cleaner through her chest floor. She just doesn't have enough power to get over these two wethers today. I really appreciate a lot of things about her, and you do a really, really good job, showman. You do a great job, too. You just focus too much on smiling, which is cute, but you got to get that sheep to drive, and I bet there's someone back there that tells you that, too, because he just kind of gets a little lazy. And then I talked to the next couple sheep right here. Just get a little too soft over most of these sheep up to the sheep that I have rounding out the class. A little too soft in their handle today. Some of them are kind of off in their structure, a little soft in their pastern or round in their shoulder, but all in all, a good class. Give them a round of applause.
So your class winner was Nicole Allen, and your second place was Colby Frazier.
Coming into the ring now is class 5 for Market Lamb's middleweight.
All right, starting off a really nice class, I'm going to go ahead and choose the traditional here in front. I just think that she's overall the most complete in the class. She's really nice, square-topped. When she comes down, she has a ton of muscle in that rear hip. So I think that that's a really good choice. Coming in second, I just think that she needs to be a tad more square-topped right here. Other than that, beautiful. These two does in second and third are actually very similar in their type and kind. I just choose the black-headed one in second over this one because I just think that she needs a tad more finish, tad more time. Coming into the last two here, and some of these does are so feminine and elegant, it's hard to ignore. When you start looking at that front 1/3 and stuff and how that neck comes down into those shoulders, they're beautiful. They just get outclassed today, so congratulations.
Your champion junior doe went to Brooklyn Wilson, and your reserve champion junior doe went to Mackenzie Sheldon.
Starting off on a really nice class of yearling does here. Coming into first place here, this doe is big, bold. As she walks around the ring, she stays super square. She just hits the ground when she moves. Super big in that hip, really nice square top. When you come into the younger doe here, this doe is going to end up growing and being something awesome. She's got a super big hip on her. She's got a nice top line on her. I just don't think that it's hard to compete with the doe in the front because of how much muscle and bone she has. So congratulations.
Our champion yearling doe went to Mackenzie Sheldon, and our reserve champion went to Kimberlyn Blake. And let's go ahead and have our grand champion purebred doe. So if you were your class winner, please come back.
Starting on this grand drive here, I see two does that are the complete package, that are big and bold as they move around the ring, that are super three-dimensional. I'm going to go out there and choose your grand in reserve.
So this weather, I guess, walked into class, and that is a meat wagon. There's some things I'd like to change about him. I guess he needs to be a little more elevated through his chest floor. He's probably not trendy enough for a lot of people today, but that is a sheep that has got a lot of product. He's right on in his finish and his touch today. Doing a great job presenting him. I like a lot of things about this sheep. And I guess the next sheep that's right behind him follows him very closely. Just probably a little softer. I guess if you'd have sheared him maybe a little tighter and worked on maybe drenching and handling him and doing the things, maybe the extra that this kid's done, This one would probably, he's a little bit prettier. He's a little bit cleaner through his shoulder and taller fronted. He might win it, might win this class. Though the Dorset Weather I really, really like. There's a lot of good things about the sheep. He's elegant. He's elevated through his chest floor. He just doesn't have enough oomph to get ahead of these two sheep. He's not wide enough McGage. He doesn't have enough for me today to beat these two blackface Weathers. I guess he'd be very, very competitive in any other Dorset show in the country, but that's the hardest part and why we usually classify sheep by color. But a very good job. You do a great job showing. The next couple sheep in class, I guess, just kind of has some structural problems. They get a little straight in their hock and straight out of their shoulder for me. Maybe just don't have enough gas when you get behind them, but very good class of lambs.
First place in that class went to Zayden Swald, and second place went to Emma Simpson. This is our last class of middleweight market lambs. After this class will be the runoff for the middleweight champion and reserve champion. Okay, So I want to take a second to explain this class to the public if anybody doesn't understand. This is a dam and daughter class. So what that means is the larger goat that you see in here is the mother to the smaller goat, as cute as it is. And so they're judging the mother and then they're judging the offspring to determine if some of those really quality traits are being passed on to her offspring.
All right, there's two nice classes, really. When you break it down, we're going to go ahead and judge the mom. She is an exceptional doe. She has a full udder on her. She has a really nice top line for being how old she is. And then, of course, going into dam and daughter here, you see that the daughter is starting to look really good. She's carrying over some of the really good genetics from her mom and maybe even improving in some. And how could you not want to cuddle that thing? Congratulations.
Okay, in the goat ring, we have a members herd. So all three of these goats are owned by the same exhibitor.
All right, starting out with our three does or members herd. These does are exceptional. They're big, they're bold. As they walk around the ring, they stay super square. They're nice topped. They're super nice. They're feminine. This member did an exceptional job. Congratulations.
Very, very, very good sheep to start, both these sheep to start this class. And all three whether actually very, very good sheep. I guess the two young ladies out here, I guess, they're kind of above and beyond the rest of the kids in the show ring right now, just from a presentation and what those sheep look like and handle like and feel like, from a drenching standpoint. I don't know if that's a rule you guys have, but just how they handle today. I guess if you guys are out there trying to learn in the ring, these two girls have it together. There's a lot of give and take between these two wethers. I guess it came down to me when it was on the move. You're the young lady in the red polka dotted shirt. It's just that sheep kind of gets too low in his front. He brings his top out and he kind of gets up underneath himself and a little soft in his pasterns when on the move. Both of them are very, very muscular, very good in their handle. Stuck, I guess you'd probably think this sheep was he's a lot prettier. In his design, he's a lot longer, but it's just when they get out there, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when those sheep drop their front and get a little low in their front. I like it when they stay up and stay elevated when they're on their move. But the young man next, another very good handling, very heavy muscled sheep, just doesn't have all the bells and whistles of these young ladies that are ahead of you. Same thing with the young man that ends up fourth. I like that sheep a lot. He's a little wrinklier in his hide today, probably not quite as hydrated, doesn't look quite the part. And you probably need to drive and pay a little more attention to getting that sheep really going. Very nice ewe lamb that comes in fifth. Appreciate her balance and style. She's a little too flat in her rib, too flat in her makeup when you compare her to the top in a really, really tough top five. The next couple sheep, just too soft, not quite right out of their hip. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles. If you guys really want to learn how to get up here, I'd ask these two ladies what they're doing a little different at home. So that nice round of sheep. We'll bring them back in for the middleweight champion.
All right, looking at this pygmy goat class, I'm going to go ahead and start off with this brown pygmy goat. I just think the main difference between these two, it would be their top line. One tends to come down a little bit more in its hooks and pins than I'd like it to. But these are in exceptionally good shape, considering that this one's 7 and that one's 11 years old. The only thing about the black one, that other than the hooks and pins that's a huge takeaway, is that she's starting to get a tad weak on her pasterns, but other than that, she's amazing for 11, so congratulations.
We'll give the middleweight drive a round of applause. Very nice sheep in this round. I guess I probably won't. I've talked him up enough in class. You probably aren't really confused about where I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the 2 sheep out of the heaviest class, just from a standpoint of this is what this is where we're at in the industry today, and the presentation and all the things that they have, the muscle. Everything out here is muscular, but they just put it together in a little bit different package. But congratulations to all of you. We'll see you tonight.
All right, starting off on our first class of the FFA show. These 2 goats, I think that there's one that comes to the top pretty easy. She's really nice to square out, super level top, big boned as she hits the ground. Our second place goat, I just think she needs a tad more time on feet, a little bit more groceries, and she'll fill out and be better, be plump. Right, how a goat should be, muscled. All right, congratulations.
In first place for kids born in December 1st to January 31st, Andrea Schnorr and Sam Ford.
All right, a nice single entry here. This doe is 6 months old, and she's got that characteristics that's going to stick with her. She's super typey. She's 3-dimensional. She's a really good doe. So congratulations.
In first place for kids born in February 1st to February 28th of this year, Eli Hinkle.
All right, a nice single entry doe. This doe has a ton of power in that lower jaw. big skull. She's going to end up being a huge doe. Really nice and wide as she hits the ground. Really nice, clean front chest, and an impeccable top line. She'll be your first place. Congratulations.
In first place for March 1st to March 31st current year kids is Casey Scott.
This sheep is definitely the most complete. This is a very nice class, and it almost, for a second there, I thought you were just going to have a natural division, but then some white sheep started walking in. But very, very nice sheep to win this class. I love how he's presented today. He's probably the most complete from a muscle standpoint and handle and finish today. He's really, when you move him around the ring, he keeps himself together. I really like this sheep. The next one is very eye-catching. I love his color. I just wish he'd kind of be tucked up in his chest for a little bit. His neck doesn't come quite high enough out the top of his shoulders like this sheep does, and when he gets on the move, you really see that. But very nice job. You've done a good job presenting and showing that sheep today. I like a lot of things about the sheep that comes in third. You probably just got him a little too fat. There's some good things. If he'd probably take some of that bark off of him, especially off of his chest and off of his rib, that sheep probably could be a contender to maybe win this class, but he's just, you can see him, especially right now, he's kind of got more of a brisket and his front end's a little blown out. But nice set of sheep to win this class. The next young lady, I appreciate a lot of things about that wether. He's stout boned, he's big backed. He just kind of runs out of gas when you get to his tail head there. And same thing with the next wether that comes in fourth. I love how much shape that sheep has behind his shoulder. Just doesn't have enough hip and lower leg to get any higher in this class. The next sheep probably just need a little more oomph. Maybe you need a little less bark, but nice set of sheep. We'll see you in the champion heavyweight drive.
Right, starting off our yearling drive here. This was a difficult choice because these two does are different in their types and kinds. One's more feminine, more a little bit longer, drawn out, while the other one in the front here that's actually going to place first has a bigger muscled hip, has a cleaner front end. As she pulls that head back, you can see all that muscle come down in her front end, and she's super square at the base of her feet. The brown doe I love a lot, and it took a long time because I love the length. I love her loin. I love how she stands on all fours, and she is super feminine. These kids did a great job. Congratulations.
For dry yearlings, Dina Loyland went first and Casey Scott in second.
All right, in our senior doe class, we have one entry. I really like this doe. I love how she walks around the ring. There's just a couple things that I'd like to change or tweak a little bit. I'd like to fix her top line a little bit, how she drops from hooks to pens and how her neck rolls into those shoulders. And I'd like to give her maybe just a tad more groceries and get her filled out. Other than that, I think she's a beautiful doe. Congratulations.
For does 2 years and under 3, Casey Scott wins the class.
All right, in the senior division here, we have this black doe that's going to end up being our first place. I just think that she has much more condition and stuff, especially after giving birth and stuff, how she carries that weight and she holds it really good. She's really nice on her back pasterns, and she marches around the ring. Coming into our second place, as I told the young lady, it's exceptional to have does come back into the ring after they've kidded. I mean, that she's doing absolutely awesome. But having March kids and stuff, I'd just like to add just a little bit more condition on her, and then she'd be able to compete with first place. So, congratulations. Thank you.
This class, I guess, is a little more challenging because I think the coolest sheep in the class is probably standing in second. But he just doesn't, he's just not put together in his loin to date. He's really, really soft, and like when you handle him, he just kind of squishy and spongy. But I appreciate how round bodied and how much muscle that sheep has. This one's maybe a little too flat for me. I don't really like him out of his chest floor, But from a standpoint of where you have him from a finish and hardness and condition today and muscle tone, I guess the young lady in the black shirt wins. I like a lot of things about your weather, young man. I like how the turn to his rib. I like how much shape he's got right behind of his shoulders. It's just his loin and out of his hip today just quite are on point. I appreciate how this sheep right here runs uphill. He's really tall shouldered. He's just a little too deep bodied, a little too plain made when compared, especially right behind his shoulders when you compare to the two sheep that are right ahead of him. Very nice class of lambs all the way down to 5th. Those two lambs are similar. I think this one just has a little more like gas right behind him. The black sheep has more shape right behind his shoulders. I guess it really came down to me is looking at him from the side. The white sheep runs the more correct direction from his chest floor to his flank. He gets deeper to his flank. The next couple sheep, probably just not enough muscle for me, especially in relation to the amount of fat they're carrying, but nice class to round out the day.
All right, a nice single entry doe here. She's really good as she walks around the ring. She's nice and square on those feet. She's done really good getting weight back on since December kidding. I think that she definitely deserves a blue ribbon. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Winning the doe class for 4 years and under 5, Casey Scott.
Coming into the sheep ring now is our heavyweight championship drive, after which will be our feeder lambs.
Another single entry senior doe. This doe is really nice and wide in the chest floor as she walks around. She does it really nicely, really squarely. She's keeping up really well after having kids and stuff, so she's definitely deserving of a blue ribbon. Congratulations. You're welcome.
I'm not going to make this little girl fight with this sheep any longer. Sometimes they do this. You're up. You've got him on the stand, getting him ready. They get tired. He's cranky, and he's probably going to come back this evening for their heavyweight champion. I really like this sheep. He just kind of puts it together a little better package. This other sheep probably does have that wins the last class. Probably is a little wider made. He needs to be rounder in his rib cage. He needs to be more elevated and cleaner through his chest floor. Probably he's the hide presentation and the young lady's sheep that wins that class, I guess, just is a little bit more on point today. And then I'm going to follow it with the young lady's blue lamb, just kind of puts it together in the same package as the sheep that wins that class. So see you guys later this evening.
All right, another great class. Dam and Daughters are almost always my favorite class to judge because you get to look at the offspring and see if it's carrying that amazing genetics down from the mother and getting rid of the bad genetics as well. As you can see with the mother, she is super big and broad and three-dimensional, and as she goes down to her offspring, that definitely carries down. And she has a tick more bone, too, as she's coming down. So congratulations, Blue Ribbon.
So the champion heavyweight market lamb went to Blair Buchert, and the reserve champion heavyweight market lamb went to Presley Wilson. Congratulations. We'll see you back this evening.
I'm going to walk away from that now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and judge this class. This is your members' herd, your 3 does. This exhibitor does an amazing job of showing how each and every one of these does carries bone, depth, dimension, great at walking around. He does an amazing job, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a blue ribbon. Congratulations.
For breeding goats, if you won your female class, please bring back your goat to the ring for the runoff.
I guess we get into this feeder class. The ewe lamb that I guess probably it's genetically where she's at her end point, because we do have a dwarf gene in our sheep industry now. And if you handle her, she's the most correct in her finish. She's really good behind her shoulders. From a muscle standpoint, that's probably just all the bigger she's going to get, I'd imagine. So for a feeder class, this one puts it together the best for me. Nice project. And I've struggled with this in my head at our own county fair, because I do know that having these type of sheep in your herd, sometimes you have no idea if you're going to buy one as a youth that's not going to get any bigger than about 100 pounds and be done. So the Dorper ewe or wether that comes in next, I like this sheep from his breed standpoint. He's really correctly made, strong behind his shoulders, has a lot of muscle, and is really correct in his finish for today. Very good sheep in respect to the breed that she brought me to. The next sheep, I guess, just kind of falls there naturally because he kind of is stronger behind his top and out of his hip than the Dorper that comes in fourth. He actually has a lot more shape behind his shoulders and width to his loin than the Dorper that's in fourth. The young man's Dorper just kind of gets broken behind his shoulders, doesn't have enough muscle right there for me when compared to the other sheep in class. And the young man that's last just need a lot more time on feed, but you're in the feeder class, so I guess you can keep feeding him. He just needs more groceries. But nice projects, I guess, yeah. Give these kids a very good round of applause.
We are going to take just a few minute break before we start the market goat classes, just to alleviate a little bit of that crossover.
Nice single entry here. We're going to go ahead and give him a blue ribbon. I think that he has an incredible top line and stuff. As he ages, he's been doing it very gracefully. So we're going to go ahead and give him a blue ribbon. Congratulations.
We are going to run classes 13, 14, 15, and 16 together. Sorry, excuse me, 13, 14, and 15 together. Thank you.
All right, so in the ring right now, we actually have 3 classes. I'm going to go ahead and start with our class right now, which is part of the single entry. She is a phenomenal doe, super square top, super good to the ground, super open in that chest floor. She has a super feminine front 1/3 as well. Coming into our next class with these 2 does, I decided to go with the black paint to lead the class off in. I just think that she has a little bit more bone and a little bit more muscle, where the one doe that places behind her, she is phenomenal on her muscle and on her back, but I just think that she needs maybe just a tad more time and a little bit more groceries. Coming into the next class that we have here, I decided to go ahead and go with this doe. I just think that she has a little bit more meat and muscle. She's more complete and not as piecey as the doe that places right behind her. So congratulations.
So those will be okay. We're gonna go ahead and start this. Get it rolling. All right, so we are going to start the the market goat class on the other side. And Dusty is over there. He can help us get lined up for our very first market goat class.
We are going to be doing the senior doe runoff.
All right, here's our senior doe division. I'm going to go ahead and pick 2 individuals out here that I think that are the most complete for their age. So congratulations to whoever that is.
Yes, if we're able to easily find these 2 goats that lead off this class. The young man that's winning this class is just a little more to that goat. He's a lot wider chested, a lot wider gauged, bigger boned. I really appreciate the balance and style of the goat that's in second. He has an excellent touch too. Really muscular, really good handling. He's just probably a little bit flatter in his rib cage, a little bit narrower when you stand in front of him and behind him. But I really like both these goats to win this class. There's kind of a meat and potato goat in this black goat in third. He's he's a really muscular goat. He's just PC. He's too round in his shoulder. He's off right behind his shoulder and too steep in his hip to get. Doesn't have the balance and style that these 2 goats ahead of you have. And as we get down into the 4 girls on the fence, just too narrow, probably not enough condition or maybe too much condition especially for this weight. Needs more oomph and power to be any higher in this class. But good job. Nice class of goats.
Let's bring on our next class of lightweight market goats.
All right, now that we got that all sorted out, I'm going to go ahead and pick your grand and reserve grand ribbon. I think that there's two animals out here that just speak for themselves and well as big and bold and three-dimensional. So I'm going to go pick him, surprise him.
This second class of goats, I guess this goat that wins is very complete, very stout feature. Probably it's one that isn't probably fit as highly as some of the others in this class today, but really wide-chested. When you put your hands on him, a lot of product. He's probably, when this young man's got him bracing and showing, is the most correct in his skeleton. I really appreciate the freshness and touch to the goat that's in second. He's too steep behind in his rope. He's too off behind his shoulders to get ahead of this class or this class winner. I do like a lot of things about that goat. He just needs to be put together a little bit better right behind his shoulders. I would comment on this. This goat has the coolest design right on his back. I told him it looks like somebody put a smiley face on him. The spotted goat. A very muscular goat, but just when you compare him to the other two, too big in his chest floor, off behind his shoulders, but nice projects in the top three of these. The young people, I talked to them about all the different things I saw in their goat, and this young man is just too tight in his spine. He's very correct in his finish, but probably just needs to be a little bit looser in his skeleton. The young lady and the young man that's rounding out this class just need a lot more oomph and gauge and width to their body to be up any higher, but nice job. I guess when we get these four goats back in division, the two out of class one I'm going to use as champion and reserve. They're just a lot cooler in their design. They're a lot trendier, I guess, from a show goat standpoint, better in their chest floor. I do appreciate how much muscle this goat that wins the second class brings to the table. He just needs to be a little cleaner through his shoulder and his chest floor and a little more wowed up to get past these two goats that win first and second. Or out of the first class. But congratulations, nice set of lightweight goats.
So we're going to do our first class of middleweight market goats. This one here? Okay. All right, here we go.
Right, nice single entry here. This is a 2-year-old wether, but he definitely has a lot of meat and muscle over his top and down his side, all the way to his rump. He has a super nice, flat, level top on him. He's definitely deserving of a blue ribbon. Congratulations.
Trish, can you see if there's a...
Okay, next on the west ring, we're going to do open class goats, starting with class 1, Bordeaux kid, born February 1st to February 28th, with Casey Scott Sr.
All right, nice single entry to start off our open goat show. Really nice and powerful. She's got a really nice level top line on her that comes really nice down into her hind end. She's got a really feminine front 1/3 on her. She is definitely deserving a blue ribbon. Congratulations.
Okay, class 2 in the open class goats is Boar Dry Yearlings. 2 entries by Casey Scott and 1 entry by Samantha Wilson. Oh, 1 for Casey Scott and 1 for Samantha Wilson.
All right, in the ring right now, we actually have two classes. We have this first class, and I'm going to start it off with this dapple goat. I just think that she has so much muscling over the top of her. She's super wide and square. When her feet hit the ground, she's just super nice and wide at the base. Also maintaining that feminine head. That's nothing to take away from this black doe that's coming in second. I just think that she might need a tad bit more longer on feet. And then the second class we have in this ring right now is also the Get a Sire, and all of these does are absolutely incredible. They're going to take first place. I just think that they're incredible with their depth of body, their 3-dimension, everything else. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, this was a little more challenging a class. I did find this one to tie to just because he has a ton of muscle shape, especially when you handle him right behind his shoulders. He's really, really big right in that jump muscle and really, really hard and fresh in his handle. He probably isn't the flashiest goat that we're going to see today, but I appreciate a lot of the muscle that that goat has today and what this young lady has done to get him to here and prepared today. The next goat, I guess I like the correctness of lines when this guy's got him shown. In this goat, when you have his top up right now, the goat's getting angry and is fighting him with him. But when he was initially out here driving, that goat was really good behind his shoulders, really level made. I appreciate the balance and style of this goat. He doesn't have there's probably some goats in here that are wider gauged and heavier muscled, but a nice project. This young lady also, same thing, really fresh handling, really firm and hard in his handle. When you compare to some of these other goats that are kind of getting softer and doesn't have as much shape and tone as the young lady that's in third. But we'll congratulate the rest of these kids. Nice projects.
All right, now I got the open class grand drive in here right now, and I can't tell you how awesome it is to actually have adult showmen in the ring. It's awesome, it's funny, it's everything. I just think that there's a couple goats out there that speak for themselves, so I'm going to go ahead and place your grand in reserve.
Okay, in the west ring, we're going to do open class Nigerian dwarf. We have a doe kid born after May 1st, Samantha Wilson.
All right, first thing, I guess, pet peeve of mine. For showmanship tomorrow, all of you kids are goat kids, and actually sheep kids if you're listening. I've ran the ring exactly the same all day long since we started the show. So I always have my children go and watch the beginning, and so we have, when you come into the ring, you know what you're supposed to be doing, because right now I guess we have ring help now, but for a minute we didn't, but we shouldn't really have to have ring help. So for showmanship tomorrow, pay attention to how I run the ring and make sure you come into the ring and know what's going on. So you're not lost. Anyway, pet peeve and hint for showmanship. This goat that starts here, I guess he's probably the nicest balanced, the heaviest muscled, the most complete goat in class. I really appreciate a lot of things about him. He could probably be a tick more powerful, especially when you look at him from behind, but puts it all together for me fairly easily in here. The next young person's goat, the painted up goat, I really appreciate how much bone work and how wide gauge that goat is. Probably just a little softer today. Doesn't probably put it together in the same package, a neat package as the goat that leads out this class. The young lady's goat that ends up third, Just a little bit narrower made when you compare to the top two. Just not as flashy and as pretty as the goat that wins this class. And I talked to the young people behind in the last three. They just need a little more muscle. Their goats probably have some structure problems that I talked to them about, but very, very nice set of goats. Give these kids a big round of applause.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the middleweight runoff for champion and reserve champion middleweight.
All right, in this ring of open show Nigerian dwarfs, we have two goats out here, and it is Daisy and Sparkles. And they are definitely cute. I'm going to go ahead and play Sparkles first. I just think that her top line and her body capacity says it all about her. She's incredibly feminine while maintaining that production style, where Daisy here is just adorable. And I really like her. I just think that she could work on her top line just a tad more. But other than that, congratulations.
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, for open class, we have a pygmy yearling wether, Avery Timmons. Yeah. No, you're good.
We get the goat. These are four out here for the middleweight champion. I guess there's some differences between the two goats that win their classes. This one's a little more stylish, especially when you look at him from the side. More elegant through his front end and shoulder, stronger behind his top, and a little bit leveler out of his rump. This one is more shapely, but probably not any wider gauge. He just definitely has more muscle shape and tone when you handle him. He's harder to his handle. I think I'm going to use the goat that has a little more style and balance to win this in my heavier class, and then we'll follow up with the goat out of the lighter class for reserve.
All right, a nice single entry goat. He stands really nice and square on all 4 feet. He's got a great top line. He's got amount of muscle that's awesome for a Nigerian or pygmy goat? Pygmy goat. Almost said the wrong thing there. But he's absolutely awesome, and apparently he loves cuddles. Congratulations. Okay, I gotta know.
Is Sydney Christensen here with Nigerian Dwarfs for the open class? Okay, we're going to have a runoff or best in show for open class. So all our top class winners go in the ring for best in show.
All right, here's your class of Grand Champion Best of Show Goats. I'm going to go out there and pick your Grand and your Reserve Grand. Congratulations to all the exhibitors today. They did an amazing job.
All right, thank you, open class exhibitors. Best in show was Samantha Wilson, and for reserve was Amelia Ritzer.
I guess this goat walked in class. He wins very, very handily for me. There's, I guess, the show goat amongst here. And when you get your hands on him, he handles really just kind of 12 o'clock today. And this young man does a great job showing. I guess this next goat kind of falls in naturally. He's probably not the heaviest muscle goat I guess, especially when you compare him to the goat behind him, but structurally he's the only other one that really holds it together behind his shoulders. He kind of gets leveler out of his hip. He handles really, really hard. He probably needs a little more width and expression down his top, especially when you compare him to the goat right behind him. This goat, I guess, is just a little too plain in his makeup, common in his makeup for me. He's too big in his chest floor, round in his shoulder. He's a little bit soft in his handle today, so that's how he ends up third. The next couple of goats down the line just need a little more width, need to be a little stronger right behind their shoulders. Some of them are a little past their prime from a handle standpoint, or they're a little high in their chine like the young man and I talked. So, but let's give this class a really big round of applause. Nice class. I guess I'm going to start with this goat that kind of caught my eye when he walked in the ring. Every once in a while, this goat really, I don't know if she gets him driving too hard and you get his head shoved back more than, yeah. So you get a head, and then his top comes up, and you make him look like he crashes really bad behind his shoulders, just from a showmanship standpoint. Those are the things you need to work on. But this is definitely the most massive goat in this class. Probably in the most right on from a handle, and right at being 12 o'clock in his handle and his finish today. Just some of those showmanship, he's starting to get lazy again. Yeah, he might just be one of those goats a little tighter in his spine, which I really appreciate about this goat that's in second. I really like how well balanced this goat is. He just doesn't bring enough to the table from a handle right on top of him when compared to the class winner. To get around him with just his style alone. This young lady that comes in third does a great job showing. Really, really good job showing. He just kind of runs out of gas. He's the narrowest of the top three, but I appreciate actually his, oh, goats. Look at, that one's running away. So, but just needs to be a little wider gauge, but you do a really, really excellent job. The next three goats that come in are too narrow, too flat in their makeup, probably a little too much finish in comparison to their muscle, but nice set of goats to round out the day. When we get back out here in the heavyweight division, I guess there's a goat out here that probably could play about anywhere he goes. Maybe he's jackpotted a lot. The young man does an excellent job showing that goat is right on today, and I'm going to use the goat out of the lighter class of the heavyweight division to be our champion. Now, when it comes down to reserve, I guess the goat that ended up second in that class just did two by default. He's a little too flat in his makeup, doesn't have as much gas as this goat does that wins the second class. I do appreciate how much better he is behind his shoulders, and he's a little more relaxed in his top, but I'm going to use the goat out of that wins the heavyweight class as reserve. So This goat that wins this feeder class it does very handily. He's a really nice little goat, kind of stylish, lots of muscle. He's unfortunately did not make weight, so I'm sure the kid maybe has another avenue to show him, but he definitely has a big future. Same thing with the goat that comes in second. He's just a little too big and bold in his chest for me. Doesn't have doesn't have as much muscle right behind his shoulders and a little too flat in his rib. The young lady goat that rounds out the class just doesn't have the same amount of skeletal width as the two goats that are ahead of you, but nice job.
All right, exhibitors, can we give our goat and lamb judge a round of applause, please? And exhibitors within earshot, I would listen closely. If you have a chance tomorrow morning, I would take a moment and sit ringside. Watch how the ring is run here, what they want in the pig barn, what they want in the beef barn. That way you know what expectation is, because I want you all to have a fair shot at doing a great job. Have a great evening.